Hey, up next on the MARR Rock Show, good friend of the Rock Show, Johnny D joins us. Johnny from Britny Fox, from Doro, from Headbangers Ball, and Kick the NXS Experience. Johnny, welcome to the show.
Hey, MARR Rockers. What's up, man? Thanks for having me on again.
And you're one busy dude, and, you know, part of what prompted me to have you on this time was to talk a little bit about Britny Fox. And, you know, for folks that don't know, that Britny Fox is back and playing gigs. So tell us a little bit about what prompted the reformation of Britny Fox.
Yeah, I guess I haven't spoke to you since all that went down. It kind of came up, I guess, middle of 2015. You know, obviously the band has been, you know, defunct for a while and just kind of like dormant, and you know, we never really intended to break up, but it just kind of, you know, we ran out of options, and certain people didn't want to be involved, and it was always kind of on the back burner, like what's going to work, what's not going to work. And in the end, you know, this was the lineup that exists right now was basically the only way that we could do anything, you know, and traveling around with Doro and just, you know, hearing from different fans and whatnot, it was always a question of, when are you guys going to do something? And, you know, tried to reach out to Dean and Michael, and, you know, at one point we sat down, which was like 2 or 3 years ago at least, and just, you know, it was basically, I guess Billy and I just got tired of waiting around, you know, because, I mean, you know, we're not getting any younger, and it's just a shame for fans to, you know, that music can still be kept alive by us, you know, just going out and playing gigs, and there's a lot of people that actually have missed us, you know, and it's almost like you feel indebted to, you know, to continue something that was created at a time when people were really, you know, just having a good old time listening to these bands and stuff like that. So it was, you know, it was a lot of thoughts, a lot of old, you know, things kind of being put aside, and, you know, we had a lot of differences over the years and stuff. So this is basically the working lineup that we put together and decided to give it another shot.
Now, I was fortunate enough to see you guys do the Philadelphia gig with Heaven's Edge, and that was a blast now. But you've got a couple of big shows coming up. We'll be up at the Rock Market show with the Bullet Boys and Enough is Enough. But the other two big ones I wanted to talk about was M3 and the Monsters of Rock Cruise. So you played M3 with Doro, right?
No, I've never actually been to M3. I've always heard about it and always wanted to go, but with Doro, I mean, her schedule always kicks in right about that same time. And, you know, so that was a timing issue for us never to be able to get there. And, Britny, of course, never made it there. So it's, pretty exciting for me, and for, you know, I think a lot of people that haven't seen us, or just, you know, the fact that it's a band that hasn't played there before, for the fans to see another new band.
Yeah, I think when I was listening to you talk about the reason for the formation, you are going to feel the love from that M3 crowd, because that is a die-hard group of people that love their, you know, late 80s music, so I think you're going to feel it there. What things have you heard about that festival?
Well, it's pretty close to home, for one. I mean, just being in Philly, it's like, you know, basically like the only, you know, East Coast festival for 80s rock. And I've also just heard from people that have been and multiple years, and just the fact that, like, everybody is just super cool there. I keep hearing it's just a blast, you know, and it's one of the ones that's actually lasted, you know. You get a lot of festivals that pop up and kind of, you know, for one reason or another, either, you know, just lack of interest or lack of a good, decent crowd for a promoter to continue, you know, they just kind of fall away. But this one seems to have some staying power, and, you know, I think that's a testament to the crowd and the people putting it on and the bands that they choose. And so, yeah, it's a must play if you're a band from the 80s, you know, like us. So, definitely looking forward to it.
I don't know if you realize, like, I was looking at it again today, looking at the lineup. There's quite the Philadelphia music scene presence there, because Britney's there,
Yeah.
Heaven's Edge is going to be there, and Cinderella's going to be there. And does it say something about the staying power of that, like, what came out of that Philly scene back then?
It's pretty cool, man, especially, you know, the fact that it's, like I said, not too far from home. So, kind of cool, because you know, all of us played. We worked this area extensively back in the day when we were all trying to basically make it. So I think there's many fans in this area of, you know, Baltimore, D.C., Virginia, Philly, Jersey, everybody that's, you know, probably coming down from those areas. And that's it's pretty cool.
Now, I'm sure people are going to want to know this. Can they expect to hear any new music coming from Britny Fox soon?
Yeah, we've been working on it, and it's you know, it's a slow process just because we're not doing things. It's strange because we were always a band that would, you know, sort of reconvene in a rehearsal room and just kind of do our thing. I mean, when we were all local and living in the same area, that was just the way we operated, of course. And back then, there was enough time and money to do it that way. But now we obviously are all over the place. We've got, you know, East Coast. We've got West Coast. Tommy lives in Vegas. Chris, our new guitar player, lives in Oregon. So those guys are having to fly in, and, you know, we're trying to work with the technology available and sending demos back and forth and stuff like that. So, like, we're hoping definitely to have something out this year, and we're hoping to maybe even debut a new tune at some of these gigs coming up this year. So hopefully for M3. If not, you know, we'll probably hit it next time around, doing more dates later in the year.
So you're over in Europe so often with Doro. Have you ever thought of testing your foot in the waters and taking Britny over there, you know, alongside of Doro at all?
Well, of course, you know, Britny, we did get to tour in '89 in Europe with Alice Cooper. That was right when our second album had just come out, and we, you know, made quite a good impression. I mean, it's pretty remarkable that we never went back after that, but the band with Dean didn't even last much longer. I think we did one run in the States after that tour, and then Dean split, so it was kind of like we had to recover from all that, and then we just never got back over there, never got on a big enough run. So we definitely want to go back, and I think we have some good opportunities now since a lot of that time has passed. You have you know, killer festivals that do this type of stuff, like Sweden Rock, and you know, there's just a lot of the bands of our genre have been going over and playing for years, and even if you can't do a full tour, which is still pretty tricky, you can definitely be seen by a lot of fans at these bigger shows. So I think we'll be hitting some stuff over there for sure this year.
Now, I mentioned the cruise. Now, we'll be doing the West Coast cruise with you this year, but I know you're getting ready to go on the East Coast cruise with Doro. Now, you guys, you play in a lot of bands. Are you playing with any other bands on that East Coast cruise, or are you just doing the Doro gig?
Just Doro. I tried to get, you know, our tribute band, Headbangers Ball, on, but they have so many all-star jams and whatnot. It was like there wasn't enough room for that project, but I thought it would have been a cool fit for sure, because we do pretty much everything from any band that would play on there anyway. So, but it looks like they're going for a bit of a different feel on the East Coast this time, to kind of bumping it up, doing the shredders from the deep, and bringing over a couple European bands and stuff like that. So it's perfect for the Doro jams, but I won't be playing on there with anybody else unless I'm doing I think I'm doing a Motorhead tribute, and probably jump in on some jams here and there, like always.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. It's so weird you say the Headbangers Ball, because my next question was, I really wish they could get Headbangers Ball on there, because one of the big discussions on the other cruise we do, Shiprock, was they want like a cover band late at night. And people just want to, at late in the evening when they're done with just the concerts, they just want music, like somebody playing like, I thought Headbangers was perfect for that.
Yeah, man, hook us up. You got to hook us up with that.
Yeah, if I had that connection, I would then. If I had that connection, I would do it in a minute. So
cool.
Hey, one or two more things here. I always love seeing your pictures that you take from all over the world. When you're traveling, other than being at home, is there like one country that you just love to get to? Like, do you have a favorite place to go?
Oh man, that's such a hard question, because there's so many cool places, but it's always that, it could be a lot of the grass is greener scenario where you're just like, you talk to people and you're like, oh my God, what's it like to live here? And they go, well, it pretty much sucks. And you're like, what? For what reason? It's like, okay, like take Scandinavia, like Norway, for example, beautiful country, totally clean. Everything's really, I don't know. They just seem very environmentally conscious in a lot of ways, to me anyway. But then you talk to people that live there and they're like, well, we have like 2 hours of sunlight in the winter and the weather sucks and everything's so fucking expensive. You got to buy booze and it's like 3,000 times more expensive than anywhere else. So you have those types of things. But for me, I guess, I don't know. I like a lot of places for a little bit of time. I don't know if I could live in those places, but, Russia is cool for certain historical reasons or architecture, or the fans that live there are super rockin', and, but it's cold in the winter. So, I don't know. There's so many, I can't even list one. Japan, for example, is unbelievable culturally, and just such a different vibe than we're used to. It's almost like people seeing America on TV and movies for so many years and just like wanting to come here. It's like we see stuff in other places and we just trip out about that, and it's really cool to visit certain places like that. But I'd have to say, warm climate would be great. Some of the islands, like in the Mediterranean and stuff like that, and of course, but every country has its advantages and disadvantages, and there are different types of rockers, and it's real interesting to see all that stuff come together when you're traveling, playing in a band. It's pretty cool. I try to get a little bit of a tourist look at everything when I have a chance, but most of the time you just end up seeing the venue and meeting some people, and that could be your take on a whole place, but there's so much more out there that you have to explore.
Well, I definitely enjoy living vicarious through your European pictures, man. I always love it when you're posting those things over there.
Oh, thanks. So. Yeah, I don't post enough, actually. I'd probably take 1,000 and post like 5. So I've got so many backlogged that I just never get time to post. But I know people appreciate it, and then I'm thinking about just starting an album and just constantly filling it with travel shots so people can check it out at their convenience.
Man, you need to write a book. That's what I think you need to do. You got to get yourself a writer. It's just you got. I think as people get to know you, the Philadelphia folks know you so well. Other people that may just know you as the Doro drummer may have no idea how many bands you've been in and all the kind of cool stuff you've done. So I'd love to see a book come out of you.
Yeah, dude, I would love to do that. I mean, it obviously wouldn't be a bestseller, but even just to catalog all the stories. I've thought about it, and I've had a couple people asking me or demanding that I do it, so I'm thinking I definitely want to, and just for nothing else, just to have the people that do know me get to know me better, or just to see, I could put photos in there and just some story. I mean, the stories are endless. I've actually forgotten so many that every time I meet up with somebody and they go, remember that time you blah, 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 and I'm like, oh my God, really, dude? Yeah, holy shit, I totally forgot about it. So I'm going to start carrying a recorder around with me and just try to pick up all the stuff that I forgot about. I used to keep a journal back when I first started, and that was like, looking back at that stuff, it's like, man, why did I stop doing this? Because like I probably got like 15 years of missed, brain cells, and all those stories and things that went down are totally gone. But yeah, I would love to do that if there's anybody out there that is capable of, helping me. I would definitely want to collaborate with somebody on that.
Well, we'll keep our ears out for sure. So,
yeah, thanks.
Johnny D of Britny Fox and Doro and Headbangers Ball and Kick the XS Experience. So I think I got them all in there.
Yeah, man.
Always good talking to you, man. Good luck on the Monsters of Rock cruise. We will see you at M3 Festival, and we will also see you at the Rock Market Show in Newark, Delaware, coming up real soon.
That's right. Yeah. Cool, man. Looking forward to all that stuff.
Hey, thanks so much for being here, man.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for keeping the rock alive.